What's up, everybody? Your friendly neighborhood emissions dude here. Just wanted to hit a little bit of fact or fiction on a couple of items for testing your car for emissions. So, first one, if your check engine light is on, you are going to fail your emissions test. That is absolutely true. Any issue that causes the check engine light to come on is going to affect your emissions, so therefore, light on equals an automatic fail, unfortunately. Number two, if you have an engine light on, you can just clear the codes with a code reader and you're good to go. And that one's going to be false, actually. Whenever the battery dies or you clear the codes, that resets all the sensors that are used to give the test result to the machine via the cable. These sensors are actually triggered to record data by certain driving conditions called the drive cycle. So every manufacturer's drive cycle will be different. Try Googling the words drive cycle plus your make and model, and you'll see the steps that would be for your vehicle. Number three, running premium gas and or warming up the engine before testing is going to help your odds of passing. It used to be true, but this one is currently false. Whenever emissions inspectors had to actually test real emissions, this was true, but these days we no longer are car proctologists, so no tailpipe shenanigans anymore. The oldest vehicles that we test are OBD, which is the plug-in diagnostic and compliant. Number four, an older faulty gas cap can make you fail an emission test. This one is true. If it won't hold pressure around 31 psi, for the curious ones out there, your gas cap can cause a fail. But there is an old redneck trick that might save you. If you grab a pair of needle nose pliers and you look at your gas cap and you take that rubber gasket on there and flip it upside down, oftentimes the side that's not in contact and getting rubbed on all the time will still be good to go, and it'll get you by at least for the test. Number five, if you fail an emission test, it's really bad. False. It happens to the best of us. Relax, breathe. You're guaranteed a free retest within 30 days, and that 30 days does include that same day as the test. And it does have to be at the original station you got the first test at. Number six, all fails are created equal. False. About half of 1% of all cars that fail overall are just going to be due to readiness. And that is the one that I mentioned before where the sensors don't have a result to give. So either codes are cleared or battery power is removed. So any code reader, including the ones that they have at a lot of auto parts stores that are free to use, can tell you if your monitors are ready to go for an emission test. Number seven, if you have a friend or relative who is an inspector, they can fudge things so you can pass. False. There was once upon a time where I thought I would play Robin Hood and help people in a bind with shifting the results and making them pass. Then they came and offered me the free federal food and housing program if I continued that, so I had to stop. When they say it is a federal crime to mess with their results, they do mean it. Now, if your friend or relative or whoever that you know of has been fudging results and they're getting away with it, odds are they're not. The state agency that heads up the admission process is most likely just letting them dig their own grave and is recording all of the infractions as they go as evidence later. Number eight, if you lose that printout the inspector gives you with your results, you're out of luck and you have to get another test. False. Thank God for the internet age. You can actually rely on the electronically uploaded copy 9 times out of 10. It is good to keep the printout that they give you as backup just in case, because, it is the government we're talking about here. Number nine, you don't have to bring any paperwork to get emission tested. True. All inspectors should ever need from you really is your car's current mileage and your license plate. That's all. They don't even need to check your driver's license. We're here to test the car, not the driver. So moral of the story, get your kid or younger sibling to test your car for you. They work for candy. Just playing, don't do that. Number 10, there are ways to avoid having to test at all. True. So at least here in Georgia where I work, both very new and very old vehicles don't require testing. So within 3 years of the current model year is on the new end of being exempt, and then if your car is 25 years old or older, you are a classic automobile and you don't have to get tested. You can also get exemptions for if you live outside the county that requires the testing for much of the year. For example, a student going to college out of town, you would just have to show evidence that you no longer live or actively stay within that county much of the year. And if that's the case, they'll give you an exemption. There is another exemption where if you have had an issue and you have sunk a lot of money into fixing it in good faith, trying to get it to pass, there is a dollar amount limit that you can get an exemption if you spend up to that amount on repairing it. Currently, that amount is right around $1,000 here in Georgia. And finally, the senior exemption. If you're 65 or older, your car is 10 years older, and you drive less than 5,000 miles a year, if you meet all of those criteria, you don't have to come see my pretty face before you go renew your registration. And now, a final bonus one. If that OBD plug-in port won't communicate with the machine, you are SOL and you have to go to a shop to fix it. False. So this one, in a vast majority of the cases, all that's needed is one tiny fuse. Check your interior fuse panel. Most likely it's under the steering column on the driver's side. It should hopefully have a diagram on the cover part of that panel. Look for the one that's either marked OBD2, or if there isn't one of those labeled as such, look for a fuse that is marked cigar or accessory. That fuse will also be the one that supplies the power to the OBD2 plug. And 9 times out of 10, you've replaced that fuse, presto, suddenly your OBD2 plug works again. So, once again, I am your friendly neighborhood emissions dude, Drew, signing off. Good luck.